Uh, Hi guys, so I just wanted to go back over my backstory, really, just in case you've forgotten about me. Maybe not forgotten about me, but forgotten where I came from. Katie, obviously, it's the first time you've heard it. And so I was born in Birmingham in the Women's Children's Hospital, and I was born with a condition called spina bifida hydrocephalus. Now, spina bifida is a break in the spine. Uh, at a certain point, there's several different versions of it. Depending on where your break is in the spine, is the level of disability that you've got. So mine is the L9, I believe, where my vertebra didn't meet up, and so I can't feel my legs, for example. Now, I was also born with a hole in my back, and the surgeon effectively put all that back together with a putty type stuff. And as my skin grew back, it pushed this putty stuff out. It was amazing. Um, so that's the spina bifida part of it. The other part is hydrocephalus, which is water on the brain. So everybody's CSF fluid drains away through your veins and through your ventricles and things in your neck. Ventricles is the wrong word. Through your all your pipes and things in your neck. I wasn't actually born with certain parts that may help it drain away. So I had to have a an artificial uh, tube from my brain to my stomach to help drain the excess fluid away. Well, that blocked 29 years ago. So I've had 20 brain operations up until the age of 8. So 8 years of my life I was in the women's hospital, and then transferred to the children's because of all these issues. Then I went to basically they after all this they got me up to they thought I was going to die in the first year. They got me to health. God knows how, but they did it. And then I went to because I had a disability. I couldn't go to a mainstream school, so I went to a school called Chadgrove School in in Catsall in Bromsgrove, where I'm actually full circle. I'm back in Bromsgrove now. So I did that. Now Chadgrove School it actually now is a college as well, which is a detriment to me because I moved. I left school a year before it changed, which was annoying. So I did school all the way. Now you go through your first school, your secondary, your senior school, and you go to different buildings. My schooling was all in the same building, just in different parts. Now, fast forward to go up to sixth form, I didn't do my GCSEs like everybody else in the UK did of uh, able-bodied people, but because my school um, fixated, in my opinion, on the people that are people weren't able to do GCSEs mentality wise. So people like myself and three other people from my class actually technically are 2 years behind within our education. So anyway, so I moved to Cheltenham National Star College after school in like when I was 17, 18. And I went all the way through Cheltenham because I wanted to. I've been living here now. It's a very much an old people's town, so I wanted to move away and actually experience like the proper, what I call the proper life at the time. You know, the clubbing, and I have one nightclub here. It's that bad. So I went to National Star College, which helped me on my next journey as a disabled person. It also didn't give me any meaningful education. That uh, college is mainly for people that are learning how to live with a disability, in my opinion, and they're on vocational studies, etc. So I did what I needed to do there. It didn't give me any meaningful qualification because my aim at the time was to be the next Bill Gates. I was like, I want the multi-billion pounds. I just seen money. Anyway, that didn't turn out because I'm a DJ, right? So I did that. I went to a mainstream college after the National Star College, which gave me my BTEC National Diploma and helped me get my GCSE Maths and English. But I failed English and Maths at GCSE because I didn't have the education at school or the college before. So how can you pass something when you don't know the answers, right? So I am doing whistle stop store because I only got 10 minutes. So I did that. Now, before I left the mainstream, before I went to the mainstream college, the college for the disabled, I was actually elected onto the student union, and that they wanted me to be the entertainment officer. So I was voted in, and I did that. Now, imagine 200 students in wheelchairs and variation of disabilities that can't get into town to go clubbing because they need one-to-one support or they need transport. So I had up to 200 students on site that I needed to entertain, and the college wouldn't give me a budget for a weekly or every Friday, every Saturday budget to bring a DJ in. So I said, look, give me the money to get the equipment and I'll be the in-house resident DJ. I didn't need to go to town, didn't need to spend money because I absolutely loved it. It was free, if a free party as far as I was concerned. So I did that for a year, and then that was early 2000, and then in 2012, 2012 ish, I joined something called the Prince's Trust. I went on to the Prince's Trust Enterprise course, which enabled me to get the business acumen to run a business. They paid for my equipment. They paid me to learn how to DJ properly. I then started my own business in 2013, and I was doing that in Cheltenham, and I got very much into the clubs, into the social clubs, got a few customers. Now, going back to my health, my little tube that going from my brain to my stomach, draining the excess fluid, it blocked 11 years ago in what are we now? We're 2014. So, somebody tell me what year was that? 11 years ago?
2013.
2013. That, yeah, literally the same year as I started. For some reason, I actually managed to I managed to do roughly 6 months to a year in my business, and then it all hit hell. It blocked. I fell out of bed because of the pressure on my brain. Had to be blued and tooth from Cheltenham to the QE in Birmingham, where they sorted my head out. Not finding a brain. I do have a brain. I then had 3 months recouping at my parents' house. Then I was like, got into my own house, back in Bromsgrove, and that's where I am now. Now, when I left the college for the disabled, back in the early days, I actually I was faced with two choices. The choice was go back and live with my parents again, or move into my own house. So I lived in Cheltenham for 16 years before health issues set in. Went all the way to uni, got into uni with my very minimal education certificate. Tried BTEC national, tried a degree in computing because I wanted to be the next Bill Gates, but couldn't do it because if you've done any coding in your life, the coding does not make sense. It's not logical. So I failed it. So I tried again to do web design, but it's coding game, but less coding and more logical. So I failed at that, but I kept trying at that because I got something called cellulitis, which rendered
Sorry
me
to jump in. 1 minute
bed
left.
back. Yeah,
1 minute
fine.
left. All right, Ben.
Okay,
Sorry.
fine.
Sorry
That's
to
right.
jump.
So I went. I had cellulitis, which enabled me bedbound, and I couldn't do it. So I quit. I quit university because there was just no point, and that's when I continued to be a DJ. Thank you.
Wow. Sorry I jumped in there, Ben.
So I was
You were
misflow,
spot
but it's
on.
fine.
You were spot on. Fantastic. It's really good to hear your backstory. I know some people may have heard it before, some people haven't, but I think it's really important for people to understand, where you've come from, what you've gone through, so that, they know where you're coming from in a business capacity, because, you do really put that time and effort and care into the events that you do, especially when, whatever background people are from. But certainly I know you've done events before in schools and things like that, and you do go that extra mile, which I think is the difference. 100%. Does anyone have any questions
Absolutely.
for Ben?
I think it's important to know, especially with what I've gone through, why I've got the issues that I've got. When I come to an event, it's like, oh, you're in a wheelchair. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't articulate that, but does it matter? It
Mhm.
doesn't matter, but it's just an access issue.